Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit the long way, 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 shit long way, 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 shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. Gotta get this shit the long way. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit the long way. Gotta get this shit the long way. Tryna get money every single way. Tryna get money every single day, yeah. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get this shit the long way, yeah. Cozy tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my palm strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get this shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a palm way. My name is Tari, I'm not playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she bout to leave. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get this shit the long way, long way, we gon' get shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the palm way, yeah. Man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way. We gon' get this shit the long way, yeah. Yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah. Cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah. We gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young, the founder of SMD. And what I do is help you own yourself. That's my purpose. That's my business. My business is to help you own yourself by mathematically showing you that you do not. I'm going to say that one more time. SMD is here to help you own yourself. And you're probably thinking, what do I mean? I'm going to show you, by showing you mathematically, that you do not own yourself today. That's my purpose. Okay. How do I do that? By a gift that I have. I have the gift is I understand that capitalism is psychological. And what I'm saying is mathematically true. It is true. If whatever I'm saying is mathematically correct, that means it's true. And if you don't believe it, that's a psychological problem for you. You understand? If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological for you. Okay, remember that. Those kind of quotes, those statements I say right now, you're never going to hear those statements anywhere else in the world. You understand that? In the world. If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological for you. Now, if you're new to the channel, you kind of probably stumbled and be like, what the hell is he talking about? Right? I get it. This is for the people that believe you're homeowners with mortgages. Open up the calculator app. Enter your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance, and then hit equal. That's a large negative number. The calculator saying you own nothing because you're in the negative. But if you don't believe it, that's a psychological problem for you. If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological for you. All right. With understanding that capitalism is psychological, I fully understand that the majority must be debt slaves and not know they're debt slaves. That's the psychological part. Loans mean you don't own. That's what that means. Payments are red flags because you're paying the owner of whatever you're living in, paying in, you think you own. But if you're making payments to the owner. Owners don't make payments because they're the owners. You get it? What's up, Antoine, Aaron, Miss AB, QJC? Now today, put it this way, with understanding that capitalism is psychological. Now again, you can believe it or not, it really doesn't matter. Whatever I'm saying is mathematically true, and if you don't believe it, that's a problem for you, not me. Okay? Now, with this gift, I'm able to translate, like the big gurus like Robert Kiyosaki. I'm here to translate what he says to you. He is really here. He really is here to help you, right? But he's failing to mention that you guys are debt slaves. You guys don't know. You guys don't know the difference between business debt and personal debt. You guys don't know that. You know why? Because you are the currency. It's you. If you believe you own a house with a mortgage, that means you're the currency. If you believe you can buy a house while having student loan debt older than the house, that means you're the currency. You. Okay? If you believe you can buy things, you're what's called a debt slave. And debt slaves are the currency. None of this would exist without you. With this, I understand that the economy only can happen with people. There must be people to make an economy run. It has to be people. The majority who do not know versus the minority of us that do know that capitalism is psychological. Okay. There must be both. Has to be. That's the only way it can work. Because it cannot work without people, us humans, because we are the only species on earth that consume unnecessarily. That's us. Now, I'm not against it. I don't care. It's just, hey, I was born into this. I don't get to come here and change the rules and say, hey, I don't like it. If I don't like it here, I'd leave. That's my choice. That's my only choice. Step number one, you have to own yourself first to ever even know what I'm talking about. If you don't even know you don't own yourself, here, let me give you one piece of information. Then we're gonna go on to the video so I can translate Mr. Kiyosaki to you guys. Your credit reports are owner ledgers. Okay. They show the list of businesses that own you. Credit scores are reward points as thank yous for staying in debt. That's all it is. It doesn't mean anything. Those are owner ledgers. When you look at my credit report, there is no business on there that owns me. That means I own myself. You guys don't know that. That proves to everybody that I understand capitalism is psychological. My credit report, because no businesses own me. That's how they know. That's how you know you own yourself. That's how it works. Now, before we get onto this video, I'm gonna just give you guys a generalization. What when you hear Robert talk about debt, Robert Kiyosaki is talking about business debt. He's not talking about personal debt. Debt slaves, you guys don't know to stop Robert and ask him, hey, Mr. Kiyosaki, yeah, are you talking about business debt or personal debt? Mr. Kiyosaki, do you have personal debt? You guys don't know to ask those type of questions. When he said, well, let's get into the video because I'm going to translate everything. Let me make sure you guys can hear this video first. So hold on for a quick second here. Oh, how do I pull that up? Oh, other screen. Okay. There we go. 1 second here. I should have had this ready for you. Apologize. Share screen. Oh, okay. Chrome tab. All right, let's see. Now give me a 1 to make sure you guys can hear this, okay?
Financial system simple enough so the average person can understand it. That is extremely difficult.
Give me a 1 if you guys
most
can hear it.
people are brainwashed when it comes to money. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay your taxes, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. Everybody who follows that program has been brainwashed.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna
Tell that to the
all right.
Romanians that
So I got the link to this video in the details, but and you guys can watch the whole thing, but I'm gonna start at a particular area here, 409, because I don't really want to hear about the first little bit they're talking about. I want to get straight to the point, and then when I hear him say something, I'm gonna translate it to you guys, okay? Because a lot of you guys follow Robert. He is really here to help you, but you guys don't really understand. That's why he gets so that's why in this video you'll watch he gets very, very frustrated. What it is he's saying something so simple and you're just not getting it, and it's really frustrating him, okay? That's because it's really, really simple, but I'm going to translate to you what he's really saying, okay? All right, and I'm going to translate it via understanding that capitalism is psychological, okay? All right.
My job is to make complex financial systems simple enough so the average person can understand it. That is extremely difficult.
Okay. This part right here where he says that's what he's trying to simplify. I'm going to translate. All he has to do is show you guys on a calculator. Right? Just like I'm showing you now. Hey, open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. That's a large negative number. You don't own nothing. That's what he's trying to make it simple, but he doesn't know. He's not saying just use a calculator. Maybe he doesn't know to say it. Who knows? I don't really understand that, but this is all he's trying to translate.
Because most people are brainwashed when it comes to money. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay your taxes, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. Everybody who follows that program has been brainwashed.
Okay, let me translate that for you, okay? Brainwash, what he's saying is that what you guys learn in school, that's part of the program. In psychological capitalism, the majority must not know that they're debt slaves. You guys must not know that you are the currency. You must not know that you can't buy a house with a mortgage. You can't own equity in a house that you didn't have the money to buy. You can't buy a car with a car loan. You cannot invest into the stock market while having student loan debt. The majority of you guys must. That's not really brainwashing. That's just what they teach you in school. They don't teach you about money because that's not what you're supposed to know. You're supposed to, the pattern of working, going to school Monday through Friday, you work Monday through Friday. Between these hours, those are the workouts. That's all part of the program. I totally get it. I understand, because the majority must be in debt. We are taught that in school, okay? That's just not that when he says the word brainwash, you guys will start to think of some big conspiracy or something like, oh my God, there must be in secret. No, just you're going to school right now. They're doing it there. That's where it starts. Hey, you ain't gonna be shit unless you go to college and this and that, but you guys don't understand. You have no money the whole entire time you're in school. You're in debt. You guys are in the negative. You have no money. Of course, by the time you get ready to go to college, of course you're not going to have the money because you never had it from the beginning since birth. So of course you're going to borrow student loan debt, and then all of a sudden you guys think it's normal to carry student loan debt your entire life. That's all part of the program. That's all part of the program.
Brainwashed.
okay. Tell that to the Romanians that come from a former communist country. We are 30 years into transition.
Americans believe the same thing. It's not just Romania, it's worldwide. It's because of the system that controls the world economy.
Okay, notice how the host starts going into communism, and it starts going to debt slaves automatically start blaming something or someone or the system or something when it's you. You must first own yourself first. You. The business of you, it gotta start with you. Stop blaming everything. That's why when Robert comes back, he starts like, oh my God, it's all over the world. What he means by that is capitalism is all over the world. So wherever there's capitalism, there's psychological capitalism. Okay, that's what he means by all over the world. Capitalism's everywhere.
And guys like you can't even see it. You're thinking about money. I don't even care about money. I make a lot of money because I understand the system.
Another translation, okay? Notice how he says, I don't care about money. You know why he doesn't care about money? Because you guys are the money. You're the currency, debt slaves. None of this works without you. Without you guys financing phones and cars and rental properties and all, and you guys think you own it all, but you own nothing but the loans. Money, hey, listen, when they start talking about printing money, all you got to do is go to the government's website and see how much they print our money for. If you want to see its value, that's all you have to do. Just go to the government website. They tell you right there on the website how much they, like, for example, they print $100 bill for 17 cents. All you got to do is see it now. It's up to you. Which one are you going to believe, the $100? You're going to still believe it's $100, or you're going to believe it's 17 cents? You know what? It doesn't matter because it's you. Doesn't matter what it's cost, 17, 100, doesn't matter, whatever you believe it is.
I would never go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. I do everything exactly opposite.
What do you do? What should a Romanian that he's been fighting for communism to survive, and now he's into transition and doesn't understand this about capital?
Well, everything is the opposite of what they're teaching you in school. I wouldn't go to school.
And what would you do?
I would study money. I understand.
Yes,
what he's telling you here is this. What you're doing right now is part of the program. And I'm going to show you the program. And I'm going to show you mathematically the program. Okay. That's why he's basically telling you everything you guys are doing is part of the program. Okay. The program's not bad or good. It's your choice to be there or not. It's totally up to you. But by not trusting math, you're choosing to be part of the program. That's what Robert's not telling you. You can choose not to do that by trust. All you got to do is trust math. You have to, like, for example, let me give you an example. If you believe you own a house right now with a mortgage, and you open up your calculator app and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, all you have to do is believe the large negative number that you see on your calculator. That's all you got to do is believe it. All you have to say to yourself is this: that large negative number means I own nothing. Nope, it means you own nothing. All you got to do is believe it. And then once you believe that, and then you come back and hear Robert Kiyosaki talk, everything he says will make sense to you, because I don't know if he understands that capitalism is psychological, but as soon as he hears me, he's going to know I know what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is this: once you own yourself and then you come back and hear Robert, you'll understand everything he's saying, because he's not really saying anything. He's not saying anything complex. He's not. You guys don't understand it because you're debt slaves. You guys don't understand that all you got to do is just trust the calculator.
Because they don't teach money in schools.
Correct. Understand that money is debt. And until you get out of debt, they're telling you to get out of money.
You know why money is not taught in school? Because that's not for you, debt slaves. That's why they don't do it. I always wondered that when I got out of grade school, we used to have a lot of math and money games in grade school. I remember getting out of elementary school and the math and money games stopped. And I always wondered, well, why is that? Because I used to enjoy them. Now I understand why, because you guys are not supposed to know that part. They teach us all this in grade school, right? It's not like they were holding back anything. They taught me how to count money in school, in grade school. I remember that. They taught me. Now that it was up to me to retain that information as an adult.
In 1971, if you read my books, because I don't think you have.
In
1971, the US dollar became debt. The US dollar is the reserve currency of the world. I don't know if you know what that means. What does it mean?
It's very dangerous for everyone.
All right, let me tell you guys something, debt slaves, okay? When President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, that means absolutely nothing. It didn't change the value of nothing, debt slaves, because the currency is you. It doesn't matter what it is, backed up by gold and silver and platinum and rubies. It could be whatever. It's you. It didn't change it. I mean, it changed something that you can legally see. Whatever. Okay, put it this way. Whatever the reason that was to say, hey, President Nixon says, hey, I did this to do that. Okay, he must have said that for something to change in the system or something. I don't know. It really doesn't matter, because I always know I pay attention to you guys. Because without you, none of this could exist, like car loan places and mortgages and shit like that. That's all because of you. I understand that.
No, it doesn't.
And it's not covered in anything. It's the only value it has is trust.
I don't really want to do this interview anymore. If you want to find out what I know or tell me what you know, then don't interview me.
You know why Robert got upset at that part? Because the dude keeps giving excuses. Hey, he want to keep giving Robert an excuse of why he's not able to do something that Robert's doing. He always keep looking for excuses. That starts to get irritating. It's like, will you just listen? I'm telling you what I'm trying to tell you right now. If you just listen and stop blaming everybody, stop blaming your environment, and just listen, you can get out of that program. He's telling them it's a program, telling them.
Just you do your own stupid show. I'm trying to tell you something here, and you want to tell me how smart you are. That's very egotistical.
I'm here because I'm stupid. Let's get that straight.
Well, then let me explain something then, damn it.
Let's do it.
I'm trying to explain to you, when they tell you get out of debt, that's stupid, because the money is debt. And the only way money gets out of debt is via taxes. So all the people who work for money, you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, what's lesson number 1?
Rich people don't work for money.
Correct. Money is debt. I use debt as money. And everybody thinks getting in debt.
Okay, let me explain to you guys, debt slaves, this part. This is very important. Robert Kiyosaki is talking about business debt. Okay, business debt. He's not talking about personal debt. That's what he's talking about. Business debt. There's a very big difference between the two. You guys don't know, as debt slaves, to ask Robert, hey, Robert, which one are you talking about, sir? Are you talking about business debt, or are you talking about personal debt? He's going to tell you business debt. Maybe he's automatically assuming that you guys know the difference, or maybe he's taking advantage of the fact that you guys don't. And I'm betting on the part that you don't. That's what I'm betting on, because if you're following it and then you're going to get in debt while you're in personal debt, now you're in business debt and personal debt. You're deep negative, deep, and own nothing.
Debt is bad. Well, who told you that? I think the stock market is for losers. Why would you put money in the stock market when it's manipulated? That's what I think about. So I'm always watching the manipulation going on behind the scenes. That's what my brain is focusing on all the time. And I don't pay taxes. The question is, how is it I don't pay taxes? And I can tell you. That's an important question. Because most Romanians and most people in the United States cheat on their taxes because they hate taxes so much. But you don't have to cheat on taxes if you understood how money was working.
All right, you see what he's saying? You know why he doesn't pay taxes? Because you guys pay him debt slaves. You, through business, you guys pay his taxes. Once you understand how psychological capitalism works, you don't pay taxes because you guys pay him. That's how it works. You guys pay him. But listen, you cannot understand what Robert's saying if you don't own yourself. Okay, if you don't own yourself, you cannot understand what he's saying because you're in debt. The currency is you. That's why he says, like, I don't invest in the stock market. It's stupid. You know why it's stupid? Because the majority of it's you in there. It's you. You guys are investing with money that you don't have into businesses that they know you have no money. You're probably thinking, well, what do you mean? If the banks cut all off the credit, if the banks did this, if the banks cut off every single person's credit card, guess what happens to businesses? Every one of them dies. Do you understand? That's how it works. But you don't understand that if you don't own yourself. You'll never know that if you don't own yourself.
You think Donald Trump pays taxes? No.
Nobody has seen his tax returns.
Yeah, I know him. He's my friend. We don't pay taxes. That's the question. How is it we do that?
Okay. You see how the Romanian guy says, hey, you know, we never seen his tax returns. All you got to do is stop. This is all you got to do. If you're one of these people that says, hey, we ain't seen Donald Trump's tax returns, and so we don't really, this is all you got to do. If he wasn't paying taxes, do you think he would say it out loud? One of the most recognized people in the United States saying, hey, I don't pay taxes. What you think? If you don't pay taxes, isn't that illegal? Do you think he would be saying it out loud in public? That's all you got to do is say, well, how is he doing that? That's the question you should be asking yourself. But if you don't know that you're a debt slave, that will never happen. Put it this way, if you have made up in your mind that you're never paying off your student loan debt, don't worry about what Robert's saying, what I'm saying. Don't worry about any of that.
That's an intelligent question. The reason you can't ask me this question because you don't know how I do it. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm constantly thinking about how do I make money? How do I serve more people? How do I create new businesses, make more money, and pay less taxes and serve more people?
You see how he repeats, serve more people? Serve more people. You have to serve people. You got to serve people quality product. That's what you got to do. If you ever want to reach that level, you have to come up with something that serves people, changes people's lives. Like this, SMD, this channel changes lives. That's what I do. That's my job.
Okay, so you said you're a friend of Donald Trump. And do you agree with his economical policies? Because now
I don't want to talk about Donald Trump. You can go talk about whatever you want to talk about. I want to talk about what I know about.
Well,
know why he's upset? Now it's because the dude's trying to go off on a whole, hey, let's talk about a person. No, we're talking about money. Now you want to go and talk about gossip. That's why Robert got upset. It's like, do you see me sitting here in front of you? I'm in front of you, but you want to talk about Donald Trump? Stop wasting my time. And you better believe this Romanian had to pay Mr. Kiyosaki to sit there in that chair, and Robert still don't want to be there, and he's getting paid.
It's supposed to be an interview. And I'm trying to give a little context to my viewers.
I don't want to talk about Donald Trump.
Okay. What would you like to talk about?
I just told you, money and debt.
Money and debt.
Money,
okay.
Debt, and taxes, because that's what money is.
Okay.
And the person has been told to go to school, get a job, and work hard. You're going to pay taxes. Why? Because you work for money. So the question, well, how does a person not work for money?
As a person with a job, I'm going to translate, okay? I'm translating this for you. As a person with a job, you pay taxes. As a person with a business, your customer pays your taxes. Do you get it? I'm going to say it one more time. You as a person with a job, you pay your own taxes by using the time in your life. You exchange the time in your life for money to earn money. And you're going to have to use that to pay taxes. You own a business, provide a service for people. Your customers pay all that for you. Pay your taxes, your lifestyle, everything your customers do with way less time used. That's how he's not saying it to you.
And pay no taxes.
So I was trying to give a little context to my viewers. Romanians don't understand so much about capitalism. And from what I'm reading and what I'm learning, most of Americans also, they shift from understanding capitalism as freedom to thinking of it as in a bad way. What should the people understand about this way of living? Because we cannot all be entrepreneurs. Some people need to get some jobs. Or should we all try and look at...
See this guy, this Romanian guy? He doesn't know he's running the program. Hey, we can't all be why not? How come you can't be an entrepreneur? Who's we? Are you part of the? It's like, Robert wants to say, are you part of the people that don't believe you can become an entrepreneur? Are you with those people? Or are you just asking me a question? Because long as you run the program, it's just like a waste of time. It's like you don't even know. He doesn't even know he's running the program.
How we can change our lives in the way you show it in your books and your keynotes.
It's up to the person. It's up to the person. It's a free choice. You want to be an employee, you choose to be an employee. You want to be an entrepreneur, you choose to be an entrepreneur. But
what he's saying is that you can read all the books you want. If you don't know you don't own yourself, if you don't know you're a debt slave, if you don't know you can't own a house with a mortgage, if you don't know you're not supposed to carry student loan debt your entire life, if you don't know that, a book is not going to help you. It's not going to help you. You can read all the top seller books, whatever you want to read, but if you don't know you don't own yourself, you're never going to understand the information. You're not.
got to study. They're two different people. What you have to study is different. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, they're different people. An entrepreneur is extremely different than an employee. But it's a different study. The trouble is our school system trains us to be employees. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, pay your taxes, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. That makes you poor.
Now, for the life of me, as I listen to this, he keeps throwing in get out of debt. Let me tell you something. I don't know why he puts that part in there, because that is the key part in there. That's the key. And I'm talking about personal debt, okay? The key is the only way, listen, the only way you'll be able to own yourself is you cannot be in debt to a business or businesses, plural, or collections or debt or student loan debt. All that has to be gone for you to own yourself. That has to be gone.
You've had the chance to be taught early. You've been challenged early. Most people don't get that chance. Where should people start?
Question the saying I just gave you. Go to school. What do you learn about money?
The fact that you just told me that you need to go to get a job to have money. But
I didn't say that. You said that.
I said that. This is what we've been told.
Yes. So go to school, get a job. Question that.
Okay. So if I'm starting to question that, if a young person is looking at us and they say, okay, I'm ready to challenge that, what do I tell to my father? Okay, I'm not going to school anymore.
I didn't say that. You said that.
I said that, of course.
I just said question it. What's wrong with getting a job?
I went for a job to understand how the system works, but I'm not sure if it works to anyone. What's your opinion on that?
All right, let me add this for you guys so you guys so I can translate. A job is a tool. Robert's saying nothing is wrong with having a job. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. If you need to earn money and you need to get a job to do it, you get a job. But understand this: a job is a tool. It is there for you to earn money to do the purpose of whatever it is to do for you to own your own business. That's the purpose. It's not for you to finance a house and 2 cars and dogs and cats and wildlife throughout the house and live. It's not meant for that. That's the wrong purpose. Now the job owns you. Like when you go get a job and you're just there to make your money so you can keep doing whatever you need to do with your money, the job is a tool. But as soon as you start adding houses and cars and phones, now the job owns you. Now, if you get fired, you won't last a month. You see the difference? Never forget, a job is a tool. People mistake, debt slaves mistake that.
I thought you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Of course, but not everyone has done so. So I was trying to.
And what is lesson number 1 in Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Rich people don't work for money.
And so when your school system says you get a job, what are you doing?
You become a slave.
You work for money.
Exactly.
And what's wrong with working for money?
That it makes you come back to work and you become a slave.
You pay taxes.
And you pay taxes, of course.
And then they tell you to save money. Why would you save money when they're printing money?
Everybody's printing money now.
Why would you save money?
This is what he's really saying, okay? This is what he's really saying. Go to the government's website so you can see how much they're printing it for, okay? That's what when you hear, oh, why they're printing money, you don't really know what that means. So I'm gonna translate. Go to the government's website and go see how much they print money for. And then you say, okay, if I'm saving $100, I'm really saving 17 cents. Yeah, you probably are, I guess. That's how much they printed it for. I guess you're really saving 7. Now, which one are you going to believe? Are you believing you're saving $100 or 17 cents? You're trading time. You're trading the time in your life for money. You got your order mixed up. The order in life is time and money. Nothing comes before time. That's why he says, hey, rich people don't work for money. Of course, they know the value. They know time is number 1. Money's number 2. If you're working for money, you got those switched. You got money as number 1. Time is number 2.
When they're printing money.
I know you don't save money. You're building businesses.
Why would you save money when they're printing money?
Because you didn't, I don't know.
Because that's what you've been told to do.
Of course.
So question that. You see, if you cannot think, I cannot help you.
You know, I remember as a young child, I had to have been in grade school at this time. And I remember this older gentleman, I think it was my mom's boyfriend at the time. He showed me $100 bill, right? I remember this as a kid, and I was so amazed because I had never seen $100 bill before. I was like, wow. As a kid, you're thinking, how much candy I could buy with this, but then as a child, I used to say, well, who printed this? That's what I said to myself as a kid. I said, not printed this. I said, who makes this? And nobody, the bank or whatever, I'm sure those answers came. And, as you get older, hey, this paper right here, yeah, you can't copy, else you're going to prison. You copy this piece of paper here, you go to prison. I was like, wow, as a kid, you don't really understand what that means, why you can't copy that paper, but you learn pretty quickly that you can go to prison if you do it. But as a kid, I'm like, wow, why? What's so special about this paper?
I questioned all that. Why would I save money when they print money? That's what happened in 1971 when President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. They can print as much as they like. Then they tell you, so that you go to school, you get a job, you become an employee.
Let me tell you guys something, debt slaves, okay? You guys are the currency. It's you. So whatever's reasons for Nixon taking the dollar off the gold standard, whatever, right? It didn't. Capitalism, put it this way, capitalism was here before Nixon was president. Okay. I'll just tell you that right now. It was here before he was president. Okay. So that means you guys have been debt slaves well before that. You guys are the currency. So for whatever the reason that is, I don't know what it is, but I'm just saying for a fact, but it doesn't change anything about you. You guys are the currency. You. I guarantee you this too. I guarantee you this. If Robert ever hears this commentary on this video, I guarantee you he'll reach out to me. Guaranteed.
You pay taxes because you're working for money. Then they tell you to save money. Do you know why they tell you to save money?
I don't know.
Because the system of banking, it's nothing to do with communism or capitalism. It's the banks run the world. The rich run the world. They don't care if you're communist or capitalist. So when you save.
Did you hear that? Now, that's obvious to me, right? That's when I hear him say, hey, the rich run the world, the banks run the world. That's obvious. Isn't that obvious to you? I'm gonna give you an example, okay? If the banks cut off all credit cards, what would happen? Everything would stop. So that means they run the world. Okay, whatever. That's the rules. Whatever. Understood. That's how I look at it. I get it. I totally understand it. Okay, understood. None of my business.
So let's say you save $1 US or €1, 1 yen. The banking system can lend out 10. So the entire system is called the fractional reserve system. The fractional reserve system is also printing money. And then they tell you to save money. So they want you to save money so they can lend out your.
Let me explain something to you guys, debt slaves. You're the currency. It doesn't matter if it's fractional reserve bullshit. It's you. Okay? They have unlimited amounts because it's all psychological anyway. Okay? You guys will never, ever see. You will never. Hey, just listen. It's you. Okay? All that fractional, that's just shit to confuse you guys. Okay? It's you. It doesn't matter how much they lend to each other in the background. How are you ever going to know any of that? Never, because you guys are debt slaves. You guys don't know. You're not supposed to know.
Or money 10 times. So your dollar became worthless 10 times over. And then they used to pay you 10% interest on your money. Now it's at best 1%. And they're still lending it out 10 times.
The dollar has never been worth anything to you because it's you. You guys are the dollars. You guys are the money. That's just physical currency to show you guys that make you believe something. I don't know, whatever you believe in, but it's you. That piece of paper doesn't change. It changes whatever you believe it changes to. Okay.
So that's why you don't save money, is because your money is becoming worth less and less and less and less and less. The banks are getting.
Your money's not changing anywhere because you are the money. Okay, you guys if you guys are the money, if you're the money, you cannot have money. Okay? Money doesn't exist for you, debt slaves, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to translate so you guys can understand all this, okay? Hold a $20 bill in your hand. Okay? Open up the calculator app in the other. Put in $20 minus your car payment and hit equal. The calculator says you don't have $20 in your hand. Now, which one do you believe? Now, here's the hard part, okay? If you ever want to leave and ever understand Robert Kiyosaki, this is the hard part. Which one are you going to believe? The calculator that's never, ever wrong, or the $20 in your hand? Which one you're going to believe? I'm going to give you a hint. Like I kind of gave you the hint already. The calculator is never wrong. And if you don't believe the calculator, that means you have a psychological problem.
Getting richer and richer and richer. Then they tax you on that interest they pay you. That 1% interest, if they pay you that much. Japan is 0. And the Japanese are so stupid, they still save money.
We also have 0.
Yeah, and they still save money. How stupid is that? So that's what I would question. So how come that happens? Now, if I borrow money, guess what? Do I pay taxes on debt?
I guess no.
Why is that?
I know
this is what I'm saying. Okay, question everything.
Okay.
So when they lend out money, that's how money is created. Money is debt.
How do you store value then? Because we all work and we have.
This is what Robert's not telling you. Money, debt, business debt can only make money for you if you're not in debt. Okay? Robert's not in personal debt. That means he's on the positive side, okay? That means debt will work for him, but if you're already in debt, debt is against you. You can't own a business. Listen to me closely. You cannot own a business outside of yourself if you don't own the business of yourself first. That's according to the laws of mathematics, what I just stated. You can't own a business outside of yourself if you don't own the business of yourself. You can't save money on taxes while you're in debt. You can't do any of that. I know it looks like that on paper, but if you open up the calculator, you'll clearly see that you can't.
Have let's say a lifespan of when we are productive, and then comes retirement, and you retired early.
If you ever want to not pay taxes, legally not pay taxes like Robert Kiyosaki, you must first own yourself first. You have to own yourself first. Debt slaves cannot save money on taxes. And if you cannot save money on taxes, you cannot legally not pay taxes. That's the best way I can explain it.
Because I don't follow the go to school, get a job, work hard, save. So that's hypnosis.
He's telling the guy, he's telling the Romanian guy, hey, I'm not part of your program. Okay? I don't know how I can tell you this, but I'm not part of the program that you are clearly programmed to.
They hypnotize people into being employees who will work hard, pay taxes, save money, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. Until you question those sayings, those words, you'll be a poor person.
Translation. You guys are the stock market. You guys are the cryptocurrency. You guys are the retirement plans. You guys are it. That's why he says, I don't invest in that stupid stuff. You know why? Because it's you. You guys are steady in what you guys don't know what you're doing. You're indirectly, this is the best way I can explain it to you. You are indirectly giving loans to businesses. That's what you're doing. Because since you have no money to invest in the stock market, that means you have to borrow the money to invest in the stock market. Do you get it? That makes you the stock market. Do you get it? If you're investing the bank's money and you don't know you're investing the bank's money, that makes you the bank's money.
So when they lend out, why is debt tax-free?
I don't know.
Because that's how money is created. And so the banks love it. They love people who borrow lots of money. So how do I get rich? I borrow money and I buy assets with it. The poor person borrows money and buys liabilities like purses, cars, houses, and they get poorer and poorer and poorer.
See, did you hear what he said? Now I'm going to translate it so you can understand why. You believe you can buy a house with a mortgage. You believe you can buy a car with a car loan. You believe you can invest in the stock market and cryptocurrency while having student loan debt older than the cryptocurrency in the stock market. Do you get it? That means you're getting more broke. You're just going in debt deeper and deeper and deeper. Personal debt. And when he's talking about it, he's all talking about your personal side. You don't know he's talking about that.
But I use debt. I borrowed $300 million after the crash, dollars. In 2000, by 2010, I had borrowed $300 million to buy real estate.
You know why Robert gets that kind of money? Because when he walks in the bank, the bank clearly understand that Robert understands. Clearly. Of course, I'm going to let you borrow this money. You clearly understand how it works. He might not call it psychological capitalism because that's what it's called. It's called psychological capitalism. It is. He's probably never even heard the term, but that's what it means. So when Robert walks into the bank and says, hey, I want to borrow $300 million, you bet the bank already knows that they're going to get their money back. They already know. He knows, they know, everybody knows. But when you walk into the bank asking to borrow some money for a business or a house, and you got student loans older than your children, you obviously don't know. That's clear to know too. When you walk into a bank, they run your credit report and they see you have student loans older than your children on your credit report. That automatically tells them that you don't know, especially if you're walking in begging for a mortgage or a business loan, and you clearly haven't taken care of the business of yourself financially.
That made me rich. And the interest rates kept coming down, so that my cost of money kept coming down. And so everybody else is saying, oh, you should get out of debt. You know why? Because they don't question the hypnosis they're under. You've been hypnotized to work hard for money, to save it. The fractional reserve system prints it. And then they pay taxes after taxes. So I have.
Just remember this, okay? So you can understand something. Whenever you hear Robert talk about debt, he's talking about business debt. Business debt. He's not talking about personal debt. Hey, Robert says debt is good. Which debt are you talking about? You got to anybody that comes up to you and says, hey, man, I'm doing this because Robert said debt is good. You got to turn to that person and say, what kind of debt are you talking about? You think your mortgage, your personal mortgage, you think your personal mortgage is good debt or whatever, you think it's an asset, that's the wrong person to be talking to because that's called personal debt. The difference between personal debt and business debt, personal debt, you pay back. Business debt, your customers pay back. That's a big difference.
All this debt and I get rich. So the question is, how do you learn to use debt to get rich? Because they tell you not to get out of debt. So all I'm saying to you is, if a person does not question what they've been taught, they will always be poor. They've been hypnotized into being poor. Then you put it in the stock market.
Robert is talking about the program, okay? I'm here to tell you that that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, that it is what it is. It doesn't surprise me that you guys do that because we were all taught that in grade school, but we all had a choice. You either believe the math and money games that we were all taught in elementary school, you believe that, or you don't. That's your choice. It was always our choice. They taught us all. They taught us all. But then you grow up with debt slaves and then you program yourself to, hey, this is how you do it. You got to get your credit up. That's how you get a house and car and great this and that. You can't buy nothing without a car. That's all the program. Without good credit. That's all part of the program.
In pensions, right? So let's say I put $100 in a pension plan. When do I get that money back?
Most Romanians don't even dream of getting to pension now.
I understand that. But it's not just Romanians. Please hear, it's worldwide. This is why I think, this is why I work, this is why I teach. You have to
Capitalism is worldwide. And wherever there's capitalism, there is psychological capitalism. Okay. They go hand in one cannot work without the other. Understand that. When I was a debt slave, I had no idea what the purpose of the central banks. Now that I understand capitalism is psychological, I fully understand the purpose of central banks now. Oh, I get it. Okay, got it.
Question what they're teaching you. So I put my money in a pension. I might not ever get it back because they could lose it. So the question I always say is, well, when do I get my money back? And the average person has been hypnotized. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and invest in a pension. And you never get your money back. The whole thing was designed to keep you poor. So that's why I argue with you until a person questions what's already been put in their head. And that's what my poor dad put in my head. Go to school, get a job, work hard. And that's America. Same as Romania. It's not any different.
We used
Save
to,
money, put it in the stock market. You never get your money back.
we all look up to the American dream. Is it all fake?
Okay, I'm gonna translate this for you so you guys can. I really want you guys to understand this. The program is to keep you thinking about the future. If they can keep you thinking about the future, you will totally forget about the only moment in life that ever matters is the present moment. Right now, this is the only time that will ever matter. Your future can only be created in the present, but if they keep you thinking about the future, your money then, hey, put your money there, it'll be this and that by that time and this and come. As long as you guys believe that, but what you don't understand is this. You're the currency. It's you. You are the currency. You can't put money anywhere because you have none, because it's you. If you have student loan debt, you can't put money into a retirement. You can't put money into a 401k and get a 401k match. You can't do that. Here, let me give you an example so you guys can really understand this. And this is, most of you debt slaves will never have heard this before, but I want you guys to listen. Now, if you guys have 401k plans, right, at work, right? Did you know, like this year, 20,000, you can put a maximum of $20,000 into your 401k in 1 year. Did you know that? $20,000. Now, how many of you guys in your 401k plans are going to put that $20,000 into your 401k? You probably look at that and say, why do they even have it that big? You know, I'm sure it's blowing your mind. Like, you're probably thinking, who in the hell has $20,000 to put into a 401k plan in 1 year? You know who? People that know, people that understand, people that understand how it works. That's why it's a limit. That's why it's not 50,000. That's why it's not 100,000, because people know. The people that know. Now you guys look at that. I've never thought about that. I thought I was leaving money. I was getting a match. You can't match. You're not getting a 401k match, nothing, because you have no money to match anything.
I'm coming down to your book now because.
Now, please let me finish, okay?
Okay.
Until you question what's already in your head, you will do what's already in your head.
Okay.
There is I don't know if people are Christian or not, but it's in the Bible that goes, the words become flesh.
I'm going to translate this about the thing in your head. What Robert's saying is this. If you don't know you're a debt slave, that's where you start. That's where you start. And this is what you got to go do, okay? Log into your online credit report. I want you to go past the credit score, go into the credit report, and look at all the list of the businesses that are on your credit report. Until those businesses get their money back, you will never understand or ever be able to do what Robert is doing right now. You can't do that, because step number one to ever understand what Robert's saying, you must own yourself first. You have to.
Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, invest in the stock market, buy a house, buy a car. Until you question that, you're hypnotized. you'll be a poor person all your life.
Okay, 6 very short questions. So what would you choose between Apple or Tesla if you had the money to buy it?
What's that?
The companies. If you had the money to buy Apple or Tesla, what would you buy?
I just told you I don't invest in the stock market.
But in companies, in
I
businesses,
wouldn't invest in either of them.
either of them.
No. So I don't
See what Robert's saying? You see how Robert was kind of thrown with this question? Because they were talking about money and debt, and then the dude goes off on some other tangent about hey, which one would you do? It's like, do you even hear a word I'm saying? He's basically telling you this. I'm not giving my money to companies to help them grow. I'm gonna give my money to myself to help myself grow. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time. This is why he's so adamant, but he's just not translating it to you right? He's like, I'm not gonna give my money to companies to help them grow. I'm gonna use my money to help myself grow. He's like, I'm not doing any of that. What are you talking about? Look at just throwing him off. He's like, where are you going now? I just want to leave.
get my money back. I want my money back.
Okay. Gold or Bitcoin?
Gold.
Fight or flight?
That's a stupid question.
Sometimes people that fight lose.
So what? What's wrong with losing?
Okay.
Question what you've been taught, and you ask me superficial questions rather than why wouldn't I invest in Apple or Tesla? See, that's a more important question.
That's an open question. You can do
but why wouldn't I invest in them?
Because you don't get your money back.
Yes.
I'm starting to learn.
Yes.
See what he says? But he's saying it in a different way. Why would I give them my money to help them grow, use my money for however long they want me to use it for, instead of just use my money to invest in what I want and get that money right back? He doesn't have to wait for a company. He just gets it right back from his own companies. You see how that works?
I can make money much faster than Apple or Tesla.
See what he's saying? You see what he's saying? That's what he's saying. I can make my own money faster. I don't have to wait on their timeline.
And I would use debt. I wouldn't use my money.
But do you think they use their money to grow?
Of course not. Look at Amazon, this guy Bezos, right? He's one of the richest men in the world. Do you think he pays any taxes?
He doesn't even pay much profit to his investors.
Do you think Bezos became a billionaire paying taxes?
I wouldn't bet on that.
Know why Robert got upset right there? Because when he went off again. Hey, yeah, Bezos doesn't even pay good profits. It's like, oh my God, will you just stay on track here? Stop. There he's go blaming somebody else. Oh man, he's bad. It's like, Robert's like, just follow and listen. You think he pays taxes? Of course he doesn't. Listen. You guys pay Bezos's taxes. That's why he doesn't pay taxes. That's what they're not saying to you. You guys pay his taxes. Debt slaves. How do you do that? By financing products. By financing the products that they supply. Okay, that's called business. Okay. It's really called business, but I'm just saying.
He doesn't pay taxes. Trump doesn't pay taxes. I don't pay taxes. So the question is, how do guys like us do it? Is the question you should be asking.
Because the rich people make the rules.
We study different things. I wouldn't go to school.
See how the Romanian guy, there he goes blaming somebody else. Oh, because the rich do the rules. No, this is what Robert's not saying. Like, he's like, no, they believe in mathematics when it comes to money. I'm just giving you guys the secret right now. They're wealthy because they believe in mathematics when it comes to money. That's why Robert's like, oh God, oh, the rich control the this and that. Do you think the wealthy invented the laws of mathematics? Do you guys think they are so rich and have so much money that they invented mathematics? Nobody owns mathematics, okay? Nobody owns the laws of mathematics. Nobody. It's a choice up to you to use the laws of mathematics or don't. The math is just telling you right here. It's clearly saying you're not a homeowner, but if you don't believe it, that's your psychological problem.
I appreciate you for taking the time.
Thank you. Thanks for putting up with me.
I appreciate you challenging people all the time through your interviews and your workshops and everything. I got so much out of your books, and I'm going to keep on reading. I'm not that smart. I'm not smart enough for that.
Please question what you've been taught.
I've been doing that, and for the past the past year, for example, I stopped saving money and putting money into a company instead of saving into a personal account, let's say.
Okay, listen. This guy the Romanian guy is clearly in debt. Just listening to the way he speaks, he's clearly in debt. He said, I stopped doing this and now I'm investing in this. What he doesn't understand is that he has no money to invest in anything. The reason why most debt slaves invest in the stock market, because you guys think it's going to be some entity outside of yourself is going to make you rich. That's why you guys do it. Oh man, look how good Apple's doing, man. I better invest in that. And I can triple, and when it splits and quadruple, does double backflips. No, debt slave, no. It's for the business. That's called business. You think they're doing it for you? They're doing it for them. That's called business. It's the weirdest thing if you say it out loud. Privately owned, publicly traded business. Privately owned, publicly traded business. That don't even make sense. No, it doesn't really, but hey, whatever, debt slaves, whatever.
That's good. Making some changes. Congratulations.
Small changes.
Yes.
But I'm talking to a very large audience. We've been all taught to do the stuff you said. So they need to start somewhere.
And that's why I said challenge what you've been taught. Why would you go to school when you learn nothing about money? Why would you pay taxes?
That's a very tough question, and we have that issue. But
it's
not just Romania, it's the worldwide. You see, please understand, it's not just Romania.
See how this is what Robert's not telling them. Capitalism's everywhere. It's not just in your country, but listen, it's part of the program that you believe it's something within the country you live. Like all you got to do is just listen, put it this way. Say it like this. Hey, the US has student loan debt problems. That's weird. Canada does too. That's weird. Two big ass countries didn't know how to solve this problem. No, because that's part of the program. Debt slaves.
Yeah. Must think, today, if, people complain, I don't make enough money in Romania. Well, you have a cell phone. You can make money all over the world. You can make money in dollars, yen, zlotnik, pesos, It's just limited thinking.
He's telling you that capitalism is all over the world. Debt slaves are everywhere. So the paper doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the paper they use in Japan compared to the US, compared to Switzerland, it doesn't matter. Mexico, it doesn't matter. You go to that country says, hey, we use this paper here. Okay, whatever. Okay, trade this green paper. Here, I'm gonna trade some of this green US paper for your paper in Mexico. That's it. It's still capitalism. It doesn't matter. It's still capitalism. The majority are in debt and they don't know it.
If a person doesn't change what's inside their head, the actual thoughts running their brain, which are words, they'll never change. So the change begins when you question. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay taxes, save money, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. Until you question that one, nothing changes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Until you stop being a debt slave, nothing changes. That's what they're not saying. Nothing changes until you stop being a debt slave. Nothing changes until you own yourself. The only way you're not going to be a debt slave anymore, you have to own yourself. That's the only way out. That's the only way out. The only way out is to own yourself. But if you don't, like if you feel in your heart that you're going to die with student loan debt, guess what? You're going to die a debt slave. Never knowing you could have been free. Never, ever, ever knowing without even, you don't even know your credit reports are owner ledgers. That just says, hey, I don't own myself. All you got to do is log in and look. You guys want to know your true net worth? Log into your credit report. It says it right there. All you got to do is put a negative in front of that big old number that pops up in your face on your credit report. Just put a negative in front of it. That's your net worth. Now, all you got to do is believe it. That's it. That's step number one. If you ever want to own yourself, you got to log into your credit report, check out that big number, not your credit score. You know, you guys are going crazy over that credit score. It's like 3 digits. What if your bank account is 7 digits? Would you care about your 3-digit credit score if your bank account was 7 digits? No, you wouldn't. Who cares about a 3-digit credit score? That's part of the program. Hey, I got an 850. Really? 850 what? Oh, that's my credit score. You'd be like, I got 7 million. 7 million in the bank. And so I don't really care about your 850 credit score, but that's what you guys want. But when you're a debt slave, you don't know that. Look, you guys are all over the internet. Hey, fix your credit. Get credit score up. I can't buy shit without credit. I ain't shit without credit. Credit. You guys don't know. When you're talking like that, you know what you're saying? I'm a debt slave. Oh my God, housing interest rates are going through the roof. You wouldn't care about interest rates if you had the money to buy a house. You wouldn't care the interest rates are going up or down. That would be none of your concern. You only care, you know why? Because you can't buy it. That's why you care about the interest rates of houses. You think people that got cash to buy houses care about bank interest rates? No. Them and the bank ain't got nothing to do with each other. I don't care. If you got the cash, I don't care what the interest rate the banks are charging. I'm not going to see them. And when I see you guys, listen, when I see you guys get scammed by credit repair people promising you the word, hey, I'll promise this is all they're promising you. You are crossing, you already know psychologically that you don't want to pay your debt back. If you can somehow pay a person to remove that from your credit report, just make it disappear like it never existed, that's what you're banking on. But that's impossible. That's a scam. But that's what you want, and you guys pay for it. That's why they're scamming you, because they're trying to, you believe something that they cannot do. Hey, if you just mail in these letters and this and that, and they get okay. If that is that, do you really believe that? I hope you don't. Just wait. I'm gonna tag that dude in this video, and if Robert sees this video, he's gonna contact me. You better believe it. Believe that. Because when I listen to Robert, I clearly understand what he's saying, but he's just skipping over the part that he's talking about business debt. Now, I can't tell if he's just assuming that you guys know the difference. I'm not sure about that. But if you're a debt slave, put it this way. If you're a debt slave and you're talking about investing and your student loan debt is your current oldest debt in your life and you're talking about investing, you are a debt slave. You don't understand a word Robert Kiyosaki is saying because you don't own yourself, because you believe you can invest while having student loan debt and you can't. Uh-oh. About the student loan forgiveness of only 10K if you make less than 124,000 a year. Oh, debt slaves. Oh, debt slaves, man. Mm. Say like Say like this. Say like President Biden said, "Hey, I'm going to forgive $10,000 of student loan debt." Okay, and I'm gonna be modest. I'm gonna just go right in the middle. Okay, say like you have $50,000 in student loan debt, and he forgives 10,000. When are you going to pay off the 40,000? When you gonna pay? When you gonna pay that off? Never. Guess what? They're going to get that money right back in interest. They're going to get it right back because you're not going to pay off the rest, debt slaves. Never, ever. Because if you haven't done it now, if you haven't done it in 15, 20 years, 30 years, you're definitely not going to start today. Or even if he announced that, it doesn't matter. You're never going to do it. They're going to get that money back so fast. Oh, man. Oh, man, they're going to get that bread back so fast. Oh, 10,000 ain't enough. Yeah, especially if you got 100 grand. If you got $100,000 in student loan debt and you make $40,000 a year, $10,000 cleared off your student loan debt is not going to help you. It's not. That's not going to do anything. And I guarantee you this, even if that did happen, they're going to make you guys jump through so many hoops to get that money, to do something. They just ain't gonna say, yeah, here, okay, what's your name? Okay, punched in, okay, we erased. No, it ain't gonna be that easy. Believe that. It's not. With all due respect, Mr. Kiyosaki, he forgot to mention you will own nothing and like it. He forgot to say you will owe everything and love it. Sure. Hey, yeah, he's not. I don't think he was very irritated in this. I don't know. Maybe he was having a bad day. He was really irritated in this video. And I get it. I get it. He probably flew a long way. He was like, damn, you flew me all the way to Romania, because you better believe he paid them to ask me these type of questions. That's what he probably got irritated about. He was like, I thought you wanted to learn something. If you ever want to be able to hear which motivational speaker like Robert Kiyosaki, which ones are here to help you and which ones are to make money off you, you must first own yourself. Then you can be able to hear them. Robert Kiyosaki, Dave Ramsey, those are people here. They here to help you. Of course, they have a business to make some money, but they are still here to help you. A lot of these people that you guys probably follow, big name people too, they're here to make some money. That's clear. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's why I'm not going to mention the names, because it's just business. They're not doing anything illegal. I'm just here to tell you that they're here to make money. Meanwhile, notice student loans are going to start being charged interest just as the Federal Reserve is jacking up rates. Hey, you know what, Cosmic, it's all part of business. They already, listen, debt slaves, they already know you guys are not paying off student loan debt. You're not. The majority of you already have made up in your brain psychologically that you're never paying them off. And you got to be honest with yourself when I say that. Have you really said that in your mind? That's all part of the program. If you have done that, and you're really on some time limit too. You really are. Your time is limited. Like if you get your student loans in your 20s and you still have them around age 40, say like you reach 40, and you don't start doing something right about there, you start hitting about 45, 50, you're going to reach a point to where it's going to be too late. You're going to be out of time. Because at that age, crossing your fingers, you have a good job at that particular age with $100,000 in student loan debt, you would have to do some serious sacrificing to get that paid off. You could do it, but you get up to 50, 55, and you got student loan debt, deep student loan debt. I don't know. The only way you're going to get out is create a business. That's the only way. A job's not going to help you anymore. Because it's crazy. It's like you guys will carry student loan debt your entire life, all the way to retirement. You already know, they tell you from the beginning, when you reach retirement, you're gonna make way less, you're gonna make less money than when you were working. They tell you that your whole entire career, you're gonna be making less money. You're gonna get your retirement check is gonna be less than the money you're making now. And if you carry your student loan debt all the way up to that age, guess what? Now you're gonna have to be using your retirement money to make the payments that you've been making all your life with the more money when you had a job. Now you have to pay it making earn less money from your retirement plan. Because it ain't the amounts are not going to change just because you retired. That means nothing. Well, I tell you, what's up, Alonzo, Robert? A key skill of an interview is listen. Yeah, he didn't. He was the Romanian guy in this video. Like I said before, he's clearly a debt slave. Clearly. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. It just is. Okay. When you're free and you own yourself, you could clearly see the debt slaves because they always have excuses of why the conditions they grew up in, what area, the type of economy it was. This my dad, my mom, like it has something to do with finances, and none of that has anything to do with mathematics. Nothing. Now, if you're new to the channel, you want to ask me some questions. You probably found this channel via my shorts, because shorts that you probably never heard before in your life probably even made you mad, but the math always made sense. You're like, damn, that pisses me off, but his math is right. Welcome. That's how a lot of people found me. Pissed off, we're hearing the word debt slave, and who's he talking about? And then they keep coming back to the math. They're like, damn, but his math is right. His math is right. Everything he's saying, the math is right. Of course. That's why I'm on the mic. That's why I'm able to say there is no other channel on any social media platform like this one, in the whole world. In the whole entire world, there is no other channel like this one, guaranteed. Nobody else saying the things that I'm saying, guaranteed, guarantee you, guarantee. Now, I'm not saying that I invented psychological capitalism. I'm just saying the majority of the people that know don't talk to you, debt slaves. They don't talk to you. You see how Robert was acting in this video? They would be acting like that all the time, and they don't want to be acting like that. Because once you accept that, hey, it just is what it is. That's what, without you guys listen, without you believing that you could own a home with a mortgage, the housing market wouldn't exist, because it couldn't exist. Who do you think owns all the houses and the buildings? The banks own them. Debt slaves can't go and buy a house themselves. They got to go ask the bank for permission. All of them do. They all do. That's called business. That's called the housing market. I get it. Totally understand. Hey, whatever. You don't know you're walking into the bank signing papers before you get the house? You don't know you're doing that? Why you think you're there? Because you don't have the money to buy it. That's called business. You don't have the money to buy it. You go to the bank and you sign some papers, and then you leave, and then you think you own the equity in something that you didn't have the money to buy in the first place. That's a psychological problem. That's called the housing market. I get it. Totally get it. Hey, whatever. When they, like, put it this way, say like the banks wanted to develop a particular part of town, okay? And they're like, hey, we want to just do this and we want to change everything over here. They already know they can do it. because you guys, the people that live in those areas, are making payments to them. And they already know who's making their payments on time, who's not, who's deep in over their head with everything and blah blah blah. That's not really that difficult to do. It's not rocket science. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Then that whole area's okay. We'll just raise the taxes over there because they know who can afford them and who's not. Now, if this particular area, the majority of people in this particular area are always behind on their mortgage payments, behind on their taxes and this and that, of course they're moving if they raise the taxes in that area because they can't even afford to live there today. That's called the mathematical obvious, okay? It's not no scientific Einstein shit, okay? When he talked about being hypnotized by the program, I kept saying to myself, it's totally been me the whole time, but grateful for SMD for opening my eyes. And once you really come out, Arlene, and really accept that that's how it has to be, the majority must be in debt and not know it. It has to be, or else the car lots wouldn't exist, the housing market, taxes, whatever, right? I get it. Once you really accept that, you'll just be like cool with it. It's not, it's not a big deal. It's not a bad thing or good thing because it's all a choice. I watched this interview a couple times. Robert laughed at the obvious anti-capitalist, regurgitated nonsense. That's what he was getting irritated for. He's like, oh my God, how much is this dude paying me? It ain't enough. Next time somebody from here, I want you to quadruple. That's what he's going to do. He's probably going to increase. Next time, this is what he's going to do. I'm pretty sure he does it. If somebody pays Robert to come bring him there to answer these questions, and he comes back with these types of questions, that means Robert's not charging enough. That's what that means. That means Robert's not charging enough for his interviews. The higher you go, the more serious people you will meet. For example, what I do, I help you own yourself. I understand the value of my service, and I know how much it's worth because not many people in the United States understand this. So that makes it high. That's what makes the value of my service, because you probably can't find another person in the United States of America that knows what I'm talking about right now. Guarantee you won't. I'm not bragging. I want you guys to clearly understand. I want you to listen to my voice. I'm not bragging. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody. I'm not saying I'm Einstein. I'm just saying I know something for a fact. That's all I'm saying. And I know it's a fact because it's mathematically true. And if it's mathematically true, it is true. Because math is never wrong, ever. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. But I guarantee you this though, Andre. I guarantee you, if Robert knew that dude was going to ask him those type of questions, Robert wouldn't have came. There's no way he would have went there. No way. He was already irritated. What you talking about jet lag and all this stuff? Will you just stay on task? Hey, there's a lot of people that did this and struggled with that. And it's like, oh my God, why did you call me here? Now, I'm sure Robert, by as many years as he's been in the game, I know he understands that it's a program. He says it. Basically, he's saying it, right? And so when the people run the program, maybe he just caught him off day. Maybe that was his bad day. Maybe it was Robert's bad day because probably wouldn't. He's like, oh shit, more. I'm sure in his mind he goes, oh, more fucking debt slave talk. Excuse me. Oh, shout out to Layman. What's up? What's going on, sir? $9.99 super chat. Thank you. That's my man right there. Young dude starting in the game in his 20s. Man, in his 20s. I'm jealous. I ain't gonna lie, I'm jealous, man, because if I do it in my but this was my journey. This was my journey right here. This is my journey. I was supposed to be here. I was supposed to be here to meet you guys, share the information. Those of you guys that grab onto it, cool. Thank you. Okay. Marxism is a powerful ideology. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. And don't know. Now, if you're new to the channel, come on, you can ask a question. You got to be curious. I know you do. Can you imagine how many people like, hey man, will somebody do some kind of uh review on this dude, man? I don't know if he's over there talking shit. I'm telling you, they can't and they won't. You know why? Because I'm right. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to check. There's nothing to see if I'm trying to trick you or I'm trying to scam you or take your money or something. No, I'm just talking about the calculator. I'm trying to trick you with the calculator? Is that what you really believe? You're wasting energy and time. Because there's no way around the calculator. You're wasting your energy and most important, the time in your life. That's what you're wasting. TikTok. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Once you own yourself, I'm going to just be very, very clear. Once you own yourself, you never forget that your time here on earth is limited. You really understand that one day you're going to be dead. Of course, all humans die. When you're in the debt matrix, you be caught up in all the busy fighting and the gossip and the who's right, woman, man, and buying shit to impress people you don't like and this and then next thing you know, you wake up at fucking 60. Deep in debt, deep. All your friends that you thought was going to be there forever, all the people you married and your kids, and you're going to find like, oh shit. You don't want to realize then, I promise you. You definitely, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Because you're going to have a strong mind. If you wake up at 60, if you come across my channel at age 60, you're going to have a strong, very strong mind. If you wake up at 60, deep in debt with student loan debt you've carried your entire life, you're going to have a strong mind to ever be free. Because I couldn't even imagine waking up and realizing that capitalism is psychological and turn around and look at your credit report and clearly see how much debt you're in. You have to have a strong mind. At 60? Oh, man. Put it this way. My man Layman in his 20s, when you own yourself, you don't care about the opinions of anybody, especially debt slaves. It doesn't faze you. It doesn't matter what they think, what kind of car you drive, what kind of clothes you should wear, what kind of do this to get women and this. Hey, is it a debt slave telling you? Then it doesn't matter. Knowing this information, the energy that you put out is way different. When you walk into a room, when you talk to a woman, when everything is different. They will know right away. When you own yourself and you talk to a woman and you own yourself, they will know there's something different about you. And let me tell you, the main thing is when you own yourself, sex no longer controls your brain anymore. That's gone. That stops. That's under full, no, let me not say it stops. It's under full control. It doesn't control you no more. Sex doesn't control you anymore. You control it, not vice versa. With that energy, like you're not faking, you're not pretending that sex doesn't control you. You know that you control sex. That energy is different when you're talking to the opposite sex. They pick right up on it. Because you're not doing the normal things that dudes just do because they want to hit it. They just don't think it's different. How come this dude is not doing that? How come this dude is not like, hey, how long is it going to be before we have sex? I'm still determined if I'm even going to have sex with you. First, like here, let me give you an example. If I was in my 20s and if I knew what I knew today, capitalism is psychological, and I'm going out on a date, first I have to figure out if you're a debt slave or not. that'll be fairly quick. As soon as I hear you got student loan payments, car payments, you got the latest iPhone every single 9 months they come out, I'll know you're not buying that in cash. I already know you're a debt slave. Now, number two, I have to determine is is having sex with this debt slave worth it? Is because I would be chancing it for two reasons. Even if I wear protection with a debt slave, the protection, the manufacturer of the condom doesn't guarantee you that 100% that condom will work. They're not they tell you that right on the box. So I would be taking chances impregnating a debt slave, which would tie me to the debt matrix for at least 20 years minimum. Now, there is no way that once you understand capitalism psychological and you understand and you're free, I couldn't imagine tying myself to the debt matrix, because impregnating a woman who's a debt slave ties me to the debt matrix for at least 20 years. Going to court, doing all that other stuff. Oh, hell no. See, that's how you know, man, is it worth the risk? That's what I would think. Is it worth that risk? 9 times out of 10 it'll be no. No, I don't feel like doing that. No. Hey, Linnell, we've been going out for 2-3 months. How come you haven't asked for sex? Oh, I just enjoy your time with you. I don't know. I mean, because you could still hang out with people because they're just nice people. But they would wonder, how come this dude ain't tried to fuck yet? Because I'm thinking in my mind, ooh, do I really want to change? I enjoy your company, but do I really want to take that chance? Nah, no, I like my freedom way too much. No. I'm not going to biologically tie myself to a debt slave. I wouldn't even take that risk. Oof. It's true. It really is. What's up, Nick? When I first discovered that, again, I didn't know that until I owned myself. Once I discovered that, I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, I control sex now. I control it. It doesn't control me. It's bananas. And then when you do it, it's like the women can tell. First, I wasn't picking up on it. I was like, damn, they always, acting, hey, no, you're different, this and that. I was like, I don't, I don't know. But then I realized, wait a minute, because I control sex. It's not I'm coming over. Hey, maybe I'm just coming over to hang out with you because I thoroughly like your company. I know you come across this channel and it kind of makes you nervous a little bit. I know it does because you never heard it before. I get it. It sounds intimidating. It's like, oh, who this dude think he is? He think he knows all this. He think he's smart as Einstein. I get it, but I'm just here to tell you that's all part of the program. Trying to find something that make me be the bad guy or something, whatever, right? All I'm here is saying, open a calculator app on your phone. Put in your car payment minus your car balance and then hit equal. That's a large negative number. That's how much, listen, that's how much money you had to buy the car you're driving today. Now, I'm going to say it one more time so you can follow me here. Open up the calculator app on your phone and enter your car payment minus your car balance equals a large negative number. That's how much money you had to buy the car you're driving today. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what do you mean, Linda? I'm driving the car. I know. How are you driving it? Did you walk up to the car lot and said, hey, I got negative $45,000 and I want to buy that car today? Did you do that? No? Then how are you driving the car today? How are you doing that? Here's another one. Open up your phone, open the calculator app on your phone and put in your Tesla car payment minus your Tesla car balance. Your Tesla car payment minus your Tesla car balance equals a large negative number. You're not saving money on electricity. You know why? Because you didn't even have the money to buy the car. You can't save money on electricity from a car that you didn't have the money to buy. See that on the calculator? That's a large negative number. You're probably thinking, well, how am I driving my electric car today? I don't know. How are you doing it? Did you submit negative dollars to the bank, to Tesla? No, they wouldn't have took it. Companies don't accept negative dollars. So how did you buy it? Car loans buy people, not cars. You don't know that? You don't know car loans buy people, not cars? Mortgages buy people, not houses. You guys don't know that. Now, if you've been in your house for 10, 15 years, calling yourself a homeowner the whole entire time, probably refinance your house 3 or 4 times, and you're just coming across this channel, that's a hard, big, red financial pill to swallow. That's very difficult. That will be very difficult pill to swallow, very difficult. You got to accept that you have not been the homeowner the whole entire time. Then you got to ask yourself, well, how come I've been calling myself a homeowner the whole time I've had a mortgage? That's part of the program. You're a loan owner, not a homeowner. Your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance equals a large negative number equals loan owner, not homeowner. Let's do the calculations on the calculations on the calculator for a homeowner. You ready? Press the C to clear. Clear on the calculator. Put the clear. Get your numbers off the calculator. Press the clear. You ready? We're done. You're probably thinking, what? There's no numbers to put in the calculator because they bought it with money. That's what makes them homeowners. There's nothing to put in the calculator. Get it? That's homeowners. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I do appreciate you all. I'm here. I'm really literally here to help you own yourself. You won't. There are no classes. That's good. There's no class that exists anywhere in any city, any state. There's no class that teaches this. None. Zero. You're not going to find it. It's not a college course. It never will be. You only can find it here. That's it. Hey, savingsminusdebt@gmail.com. Hey, send me an email. Hey, you want me to fix you? You want to just talk to me? Hey, whatever. Savingsminusdebt.com. You want to own yourself? You'll never find it anywhere else. And everything I'm going to show you is right on the calculator. I'm going to show you, hey, look at this number. You see, you believe it or not? No? Okay, well, shit, I can't do. If I show you the calculator, run the numbers on your personal finance life, run the numbers and show it to you, and you don't believe it, there's nothing else I'll be able to do for you. I'm going to show you and say, this is your net worth. I'll tell you what, this is when the time to see me. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys when to, because most of you guys confused, because sometimes you guys come say, oh man, I was trying to get my credit straight and this and that, you know. Okay, and it's not your fault. You don't know. This is what, log into your online credit report. There's going to be a large number that's going to pop up in your face somewhere in there. It's going to be a big old number. I want you to place a negative in front of that number. When you believe that number, that's when it's time to come see me. If you look at that large negative number, let's just go straight. Let's put a house. Okay. Let's say like you have a mortgage of $300,000, right? And you log into your credit report and clearly see that you owe $300,000 to the bank. Put a negative in front of it and say, wait a minute, I don't own anything with negative 300,000. I own nothing. You ready to come see me? If you undertake the time to understand, say, if you're, put it this way, if you are if your student loans are your oldest debts, is your oldest debt out of all your debts, and you really accept that you cannot buy anything while having student loan debt being the oldest debt, that's when you're ready to come see me, right there. But that's the main thing. All you got to do is log into your online credit report, go to the big number, put a negative in front of it, and then the minute you believe that number, you come see me. But until then, if you go on believing you're a homeowner with mortgages and financing cars every single year and brand new phone financing cell phones, you're not ready to see me. Because if you're continuing to finance stuff, that means you never have stopped to ask yourself and say, how come I can't buy this stuff in cash? Think about it. Think about it this way. You probably worked all your life, but you finance a cell phone every single year. If you don't stop and ask yourself, how come I don't have the fucking money to buy a cell phone in cash? I've been working all of my life. You mean to tell me I don't have the money to buy a cell phone in cash? A cell phone. You got to say that to yourself in the mirror. What the I don't have the money to, it doesn't even matter how much the cell phone is. I don't care if it's $1,500. You've been working all your life. You don't have $1,500 to buy a cell phone. You're financing a phone talking about buying a house with student loan debt. Debt slaves talk like that. I'm here to help you not talk like that, especially in public. What you guys don't know, debt slaves, there are people that understand that capitalism is psychological around you. It's not many of us, but there are a few. We don't look like anything. We're not a particular color. It's not a man-woman thing. It's none of that. But when you guys talk, you don't know the things you say makes no, debt slaves say things that make no mathematical sense at all, and you don't know it doesn't make mathematical sense because if you did, you wouldn't say it in public. You wouldn't add bank-owned properties to your net worth. Why would you do that? You don't own it. When you mention out loud to all your friends how much equity you have in a house, if you mention equity, that means you have a mortgage. Because if you wouldn't say equity, you would just tell the people how much your house is worth. All you got to do is, here, let me look it up. Oh shit, okay, it's worth 700,000. You wouldn't say the word equity. You would just go look it up and say, this is how much my house is worth. So it's my money. It's me. It's mine. But as soon as you mention the word equity, 9 times out of 10, you're talking about a mortgage. And if you have a mortgage, you don't own the house. You don't own the equity. It's not yours. That's why you have to finance it. Hey, I'm gonna refinance my house and pull the money out of my house. Then what are you paying? If you pulling money out of your own house, right? Why are you paying interest if it's your money? Because it's not. I know it's new, but hey, I still come up here every now and then to do videos to get, open platform for you guys to say something. But hey, whatever. But I'm gonna tag the dude in this video. I hope Robert sees it. I really do. I do hope Robert Kiyosaki sees it. I'm gonna tag his name in it. Because I guarantee you this, once he hears this, he's gonna know that I know. He's gonna know that I know. And he's gonna contact me. Because I'm sure he can contact me easier than I can contact him. Well, you guys have a great evening. Thank you for joining. I see all the people in here today. Here, let me put those of you listening in the car, I can be contacted at savings-debt@gmail.com. You could schedule an appointment at savings-debt.com. Please don't forget to hit that like button And Cash App is savings minus debt. Thank you for those of you that watch my videos and send me Cash Apps. Very much appreciate it. I like to always mention that. Like I said, don't forget to hit that like button, share this channel, you know. And like I said, if you're wondering what I do, I help you own the business of yourself. That's what I do. All right. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Later.